So that's the meaning. This part, it doesn't mean it's part of the syllabus. If I call this as a negotiation for EMI courses. Well, this one is not the start of our course. So of course we want to check your background. And also we already have the video for viewing and checking, what's the passport style. And also I already have the passport video recorded by NTU there, right? For your reference. Why I include the video from NTU, I just want to let you know, yes, students of NTU can do that, same for you. You can do this as well. And of course, I already have some possible feedback to share, okay or not. So later we have whole article, all right. And this time I'm not sure we have enough time or not because I may already have the negotiation to 12:10. It should be 12:10 to dismiss, but maybe I'll be earlier. So before 12. I will dismiss the class. So, negotiation, in fact, I want to set the tone for all of you and so they know what's the possible way we proceed and so that we have the EMI courses for computer simulation. Well, let me fix it, or if we don't fix it, I can have a different way. So this is for everywhere. Maybe you think, yes, you cannot see it. So let me go to the next page. Sometimes it has time. So I use the alternative approach. The question is, are you a native speaker? I mean English? So this one. The QR code actually is a permanent QR code, I don't know, all everywhere. And actually, this one serving as the activity, but not right now. In the future, this one serving as the activity. Normally, if a simple question, I will already have 2 points. And you can accumulate so that we can have the percentage. Then we have 1 minute to check first. So finished by all of you. Native speaker of English? No. 100% no, right? Okay, fine. Oh, okay. It's a leg. I know some of you from, for example, Australia, right? Or maybe no. Yeah, I think maybe some of you think you are a native speaker. It's fine. Alright. But approximately one of you. So it's 5%. That's okay, no problem. And that's what I'm saying with the automatic way to show behavior. In the following, we have the sentences. Choose one to describe your experience. I think right now you are already seeing the problem here. The first one, never taken a class taught in English. You have ESL and EFL classes, the language courses. So we have 4 items, but many focus on 3. Never, language courses, or some other subjects. The same done by all of you, right? So let me move on. So it's okay, at least you have maybe 60%, approximately 60%. You've ever taken the course. Maybe not the language, but it's okay. And yeah, maybe just one. Never taken a class taught in English. That's okay. But at least you should be familiar with the style of the EMI courses of mine. And next one, it's your status. How confident do you feel about taking this course, this EMI course? Not confident at all, somewhat confident, or very confident. Alright, so I think acceptable. No one feel not confident at all. That's good. And found the problem, maybe some content not projected on the curtain here, so that's fine. I will report the problem to the school. And this one, what are you most worried about for this class? Exam in English? Yes, we have the exam in English. We don't have the homework, but we have the programming assignment. So you can treat programming assignment in English and using English in class and understanding lectures in English. Someone like right now listen to me, so the problem here, understanding, or maybe no problem at all. So for everyone here, actually it's part of our activity. Alright, but not right now. I will since maybe week 2 or week 3. And so then if we have TA, I will ask TA to collect the records. And hopefully we can have the TA. So if possible, try to invite your friends to join the course so we can have a TA possibly. Well, about exam. Still okay, sorry. Exam, yes, I think acceptable. Maybe one of you think in English it's not okay. I think it's one person, so it's still okay. About using English, oh, that's okay. Understanding. Maybe some of you right now you are not familiar with the current accent of mine, so maybe you still have a question like this. But be familiar with my style, and later I think everything will be okay. Also, using English in class, well, that's okay. If this one lower than understanding, I think that's fine. Well, right now you can scan the QR code to have you are maybe identity have 3 minutes later to have a self-assessment about the English level CFR. So scan the QR code here, no other QR code. Feel free to have the discussion with your members. What's your level of English? I will ask you to check listening and speaking specifically. So, happy? This is a notice to you. A higher or lower? Or C higher or lower? Guess what? A higher. C higher. Yeah, it's true. C higher. Why? You see? Proficient user. However, basic user. Alright, so this is a notice to you. It doesn't mean, oh, I have grade A. No. Level A, lower. Level C, higher. So check listening and speaking speaking specifically. Which level you think you belong to? Specifically, spoken interaction. Alright, speaking for spoken interaction. For our EMI courses, we expect students can have a language level above B2. B2. So, do you think you have a language level above B2? Of course, above or equal to B2. Normally, for our BAS project, we expect students to have a language level of B2 or above. But the truth is above or below, I'm not sure. So, use the table to have the self-evaluation. Therefore, I expect you to have these. Your listening level, A1 to C2, which one you think? Alright, let me know. You should have your own level, A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, C2. Okay, go and let me know. I don't know, lower is A1, right? So that's why A1 lower and C2 higher.
I think I presented it.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
We cannot just send it in.
Sorry.
My professor, we got that to log in for the voting.
Really?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know, but he gave us the.
But fine, now you can look
Yeah, well, you need to log in.
using.
Register.
Oh, you can use Google.
Yeah, Google
Yeah.
account.
Oh, you can use
Right.
Google. I'm not sure.
Like,
It doesn't mean I intend to ask you to log in. Like you can use Google.
I think it's after a certain amount of questions, it's forces you to log in. Yeah, there you go.
For me, I just want to know the status here, the statistic. It doesn't mean I want to know all the details. No. Yeah, normally you are not asked to log in, but sometimes maybe something happens, so you are asked to log in. If so, you can use your Google account. Well, that's where we have students with the C2 level, the highest one. That's great. And also C1. And yeah, for students here, we have a B1 level. Even B1 level a bit lower than B2, but still acceptable. And only maybe approximately 30% lower. So finish for all of you?
No.
Okay, you can continue. In fact, you have the reference here, right? Even you don't have any test, still you can know your English level. In the future, if you serve as a TA, or maybe some role you need to indicate the possible level, you can use a self-assessment, right? Because of this, so that's why I gotta have a way to examine your level. It doesn't mean, okay, I don't have any exam, so I cannot know my English level. No, you still can have the self-assessment, even not accurate, but at least just for reference. Finish for all of you, right? So approximately two students here, C2 and 4, and maybe 6. So that's great. At least B2 and B1. Let me guess. Yeah, approximately 4 or 3 students within your B1 level. I guess, of course, you can use 19, multiply the percentage, and then you can have the number of people to have B1 level, B2, C1, and C2. At least good, not A1 and A2, right? Well, next one speaking. This is a level for speaking here. In fact, spoken interaction, or maybe spoken production, I'm not sure. At least you can share one of that. Maybe because of confidence, we have a more B1. You can practice, and so that you will feel confident. And also no C2. Yeah, because of self-confidence. So maybe because of this, so we try to have more B1 level. And maybe still C1, same. Well, again, finish. Right? It's true, right? Finish. Finally, this one. Maybe not finally, at least about the proficiency and the nationality. So here, This time you can tell me where you are from. Indonesia, Czech Republic, right? Austria. Austria is one, right? In Chinese.
Yeah.
Okay. Switzerland. Oh. Austria. Ooh. Okay, good. India. Okay, good. Indonesia. One. And Japan. So anyone else? Most of you from Taiwan. One from Japan. And one from India. One from Switzerland. And Austria, Indonesia, and Czech Republic, right? Am I right, Czech Republic?
Yeah, it's both. It's like it's changed in the last, I think, last year or 2 years ago.
Sure.
To Czechia.
Okay. So we have four groups only, so that's why maybe some of you fall into the same group. Okay, in the future at least, at most two international students in a group. That's fine. All right. Okay, so think about this. Previously we have a group formation. Right now, talking about the international students, I think we know the status, and at most two international students within the same group, and possibly go to the different groups. And for proficiency, right now I think you know the proficiency, but I think you don't want to exchange your level of CFR to the other member, but at least you know, so that you will think, okay, which group you want to go, all right? And this is my EMI course video. Just for your reference, you can take a picture for this first. Then you can jump to the time instant there. And so that what it looks like and what do you think. So you have the time instant first, and then you can jump to those moments. So then you have 2 minutes to check this video first. It doesn't mean you need to go through all the video. You can jump to those moments. And those moments possibly are possible way of our course. That says teaching style. Two minutes first. Maybe not the same as the current one, but I think it's a past video for your reference. At least you can share these. And so that you know how we have the possible EMI courses. It's an old one, so maybe not the same as the current one. Specifically, do we have this? No. No subtitles. Sure, you can check it further, but let me move on to the next one. This is a course of NTU, but let me check by my version. Oh. Oh.
Your memory's back. All right, so everybody knows about Goldilocks, right? So why are we calling this a Goldilocks principle when we're choosing the models? Because we're choosing between the simple one, the complex one in between. We're going to choose just the right one to describe our exposure and our outcome and their relationship. So a very quick review of last week's homework discussion. We focused on the exposure concentration, which has not yet entered the human body. And to describe, so we start from a single person or a single word.
So maybe you can try to share, use Google,
I'm going to Johns Hopkins and then.
and so they know some of those.
You didn't do that? Okay. We're going to start our group discussion very soon, but let me just go over some of the questions now. For the first question, the simple cumulative, we consider exposure to the silica dust. All right, and then by pressing F9, you can do the simulation.
Simulation?
So let's say if we can change the GSD of exposure, then we can see a very different number of peaks. So the first question is, do you think the presence of peaks can affect the accumulation of damage? So let's now break into groups, and then for group discussion, let's talk about, let's do it one by one. So let's now talk about question number 1. How are you going to take turns and present the questions later? Paper, rock, scissors. Go ahead, please. You can choose to go first or later.
One, the distribution will more normally.
Okay, excellent. So basically that's this figure, right? So let's move on to the model B. We understand the simple cumulative. Now we want to add one tissue compartment. So now we go back to the group discussion again, and then we can go through all these questions. But this time we're going to start from group B.
它是一片可以切成被2片，我们在基岩上面就可以节省50%。
Now we're going to have a population model, all right? And then we're assuming that the people's exposure is have an exposure of GM1 and GSD equal to 2. And there are going to be 10 workers together. But among these workers,
So let us continue. Well, wait a moment. So maybe you view two videos, mine and NTU, and of course, we don't have the same basic, so that we have the possible comparison. But at least you have two. And after checking the two videos, what do you think? So let me know possible comments from you. If no, then you can type no. Or maybe yes, you have some comments or idea, you can let me know. You can think about paths of English by that lecture and mine. That one faster or mine slower. Either one, you will be okay. So you can let me have any possible comments. Or maybe you have your own question. Oh, I have a question to attend the EMI class. So what's your question or problem or something else? The simple one says yes. Also it says no, because it's easy, right? Up to now, no? Okay. Oh, this one. Yes, of course, sometimes you should be familiar with some specific terms. For those specific terms, if we add a show or express, then you will know how to do that. So this one, of course, we should have some possible expression first, and then you will know. But take it easy, so don't worry that too much. And normally, we will have the visual aids. So sometimes it won't be necessary to have the exact expression. We can have maybe some simple expression and let you know how we have some mathematical notation and derivations. So about this, I think it's difficult, but it's easy if we can have the visual aids. I can write something on the tablet PC. All right, so this is the possible comments. I think thank you for your suggestion. It's difficult to do that. Even it's easy for example, for the lecture to have the expression, but it's hard for you because it's your first time to listen to some of expression of mathematical expression. Well, next one, after those right now that we have the possible resources for you to learn this EMI course, because you think maybe some of you have a B1 label. So we have a past recording video that says that's here on YouTube. And maybe this semester I use streaming, so you can share, or maybe just check one. And of course, for subtitles, I think right now you have it. In fact, we have the others. For example, we have those tools. Those tools that you have the visual ads. All right. So at least we have these possible resources. And for you, you can use some tool, ChatGPT, Translator, Grammarly, or you want to have ChatGPT or Grammarly because you should have your own presentation. You should have the contents, of course, you need to have the tool. Translator, Grammarly. Of course, if I want to maybe check your listening ability, in the past, I ever noticed Cambridge Tech Talks. You can use the key terms Cambridge Tech Talks, and you can find some discussion in English, of course, British English. And the other resources from our college, EECS, you can share EECS resources. And hopefully you can use these resources to assist you and so that you think, okay, it's happy to join the EMI courses. So, it doesn't mean negotiation. I want to let you know the possible resources and the style. And so that maybe you need to be familiar with these style. But based on these, I suggest you to have these. We have resources using and about my English proficiency. Do not blame my English proficiency. And also the accent. And for you, don't be shy. You just feel free, and so that next time you think, okay, within the classes you can speak fluently, and so you think you won't be shy. Alright. So this is the goal for us. Hope you will enjoy learning this EMI course in the near future. Well, actually, we have the others. Actually, these are the possible approaches done by me, maybe specifically for Taiwanese, because I already have the video in Chinese. So you can know, specifically for Taiwanese, you should know, we have some tools or paradigms I utilize to facilitate the EMI courses. Alright. Of course, you know, good discussion, something else, and the others. Alright. So about this, I think I won't check the video anymore. But here, I check slides. For this purpose, I have a proposal how I optimize the EMI teaching skills. Actually, those for the Chinese, using another course called Introduction to Computer Networks. So here, first of all, sometimes I may have a prompt of keywords specifically for Taiwanese using Cambridge Dictionary. And also we have the live subtitles. Right? And live presentation currently for Microsoft, no function like this. So we cannot use that one. If you can use it, then you can use your cell phone to allow you to see the subtitles. And sure, recorded video. And right now, this time, I don't want to do this anymore. Slice the whole video into approximately 7 minutes. No, this time no. It has time, so this time we don't have this. And dual classroom, in the past I used Skype, used Teams, and this time I use YouTube. And actually, I may use Power Article to check your comprehension. That says understanding. That says I will make sure for most of you okay or not. And sometimes I may stop that says pause for a few minutes for you, allow you to discuss with your neighbors, and so that you won't fall asleep. Possibly you won't fall asleep. At least you have a chance to have a short chatting with your neighbors and also know the possible content we discuss. Of course, we have a good discussion, theme page shared. This dedicated to some of the activities. Well, of course, we have the final project, so it's a problem-based learning. Even you need to have some before the final project. But I don't have the mission or the task in next week because you need to have the topic, right? Now, of course, I push you to have the participation. So I didn't have the participation including assessment. This one, no, because this is close to maybe the undergraduate students, so we have this one, but this one actually is not the direction of EMI. However, we have it. All right. Okay, so that's all. This is the syllabus of the course. And also, finally, it's part of negotiation. Even not exactly the negotiation. Someone like I better know the status of the course and how you will feel everything's set. So if everything's set, welcome to join, and so that we can continue the course since next week. All right, that's all for today's discussion. Before you go, any questions? And no, that's it, and see you next week. Okay, bye. If possible, you can invite your friends to join. Okay, that's it, see you.